What's up, Mike Zano?
What's up, Scott Bossman?
How's it going today?
It's going great. It's Friday. It's 3 o'clock on the East Coast, and what's it, 2 o'clock where you are?
2
2:04?
o'clock. It's not quite happy hour.
Well, yeah, the whiskey's calling my name, but we got a few things left in the day before I can go over drinking. I got to actually, you may have heard this on the nightcap the other night. I went to a whiskey tasting, and I have some Japanese whiskey I'll be drinking tonight.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It looks good. Well, actually, I'm not going to lie. The bottle doesn't look overly appetizing, but it comes with a really high review. So I don't know. Do you judge the bottle sometimes by the way the bottle looks, like, as in terms of how it may taste?
Yeah, I think you got to look good to play the part, right? So I do like the whiskey bottle for sure.
All right. Well, hey, we're in the Land Geek group here, so it's Friday. Let's talk about like a feel-good Friday moment. We used to have these segments we do, right? And it was like a motivational Friday. I think that it's a great time to look back upon the week and say, well, you know what? Some things didn't go as we planned. Some things did. Celebrate those and prepare for next week. Let's get some wins going here. So if anybody happens to be watching at 3 o'clock on the East Coast on Friday, or go ahead and chime in some wins. We'd love to hear them. And if you're seeing the recording of this, because we do live in the rerun, sit down tonight and reflect upon those positive things you did for your business this week. Let the negative ones filter away and realize you got a blank slate coming your way for next week.
There you go. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the blank slate for next week. That's what you got to think of it, right? In this business.
Yeah.
And you know what? It really, when you think about it, a win could be just learning something new or reading something in a book that gives you new perspective for the following week. It doesn't have to be a $5,000 cash sale, although those are nice, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes, Scott, it's actually, we all try to do so much, but sometimes I find that slowing down actually helps, right? And really diving deep. If you have multiple projects you're looking at doing to move the business forward, trying to do them all at one time and juggling them, then it can be very difficult and frustrating. But if you focus on one, you dig into it and really do it in a way that you take your time and you can actually enjoy it and actually come away from that feeling more relaxed. So just a thought.
Yeah, do you ever get overwhelmed with all the stuff you got to do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Human experience.
Yeah, the human experience. So write down your top 3 things of the day and just take a bite out of the first one and get after it, and a little bit at a time. And at the end of the day, you'll feel better.
Any watches?
We got a few watches. We got Elisa Church, the bandwagon 49ers fan, is watching.
Hello, Elisa.
Riley Larson is watching, and
Hey, Riley.
And the very special Aileen DeAugustine is watching.
Aileen, have you seen the new intro?
Aileen, if you haven't seen Nightcap this week, posted on Wednesday night, please watch. We finally put the intro to good use. We put Cap the Night to good use.
It's incredible. It's an awesome song, and she's so talented, and we're blessed to have her part of the community.
Very, very much so. Yes, she's graced our presence with a lot of Lane Geek tunes now. So I'm honored to be in company of some of those.
Right. Well, listen, we also want to let people know that if there's anyone that's thinking they're going to get involved, or maybe you've already signed up for the next flight school, which is February 26th, it's Wednesday night. This coming Monday night, we're going to have a Q&A relative to that. If you haven't quite taken the jump and you're thinking about it and you have questions, we're going to be there to answer them.
Yes, these Q&A sessions are really helpful for people. Maybe you have the toolkit. Maybe you're struggling with some things. Maybe you don't have the toolkit yet. Come and join us Monday night. Let's talk. Let's get you on track. Let's talk about some of the features of flight school and what makes it so successful. Because, I don't think there are many programs out there, Mike, that people join where they're demonstrating such success so soon and recouping their investment back so quickly.
Easily done within the confines of the time frame, which is 4 months of the flight school. So, and listen, it's not going to be us just talking about flight school. I guarantee you will come back away from that with some actionable items because we can't stop talking about the land business once we get together. So it's going to be a whole bunch of topics. It's going to be a lot of fun, and just we would love you to join us. So Scott, I think you're going to post a link somewhere, and everybody, if you're able to come, please join us. And yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. Feel Good Friday.
Feel Good Friday. Yes, it'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Monday night. Travis says Travis is watching. Super bummed about not getting into the January flight school, but will be there in February. Awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. What a great way to start your year. And it's I just love flight school because in 4 months you learn how to become a land investor. You know how to buy and sell land, and you know what? Just having that in your back pocket, even if you have a full-time job with a slew of kids like you do, Mike Zano. I mean, you work at this an hour or two a week, or an hour or two a day, or 5 hours a week. You can get one deal a month that changes your life, like you always talk about. Replace a car payment, replace a house payment, and just keep chipping away at it.
That's the crazy thing. It doesn't take that many deals, and anybody who works with us does a lot of deals. So we look forward to seeing anybody who can make it.
Yeah.
I don't know, Scott. Great seeing you on a Friday.
Great seeing you on a Friday. We do have 13 viewers. If anybody has a question, quick, throw it up there.
13 viewers?
13 viewers.
We got to change nightcap to Friday, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, right? The Friday happy hour. No, we had...
Hey, I'd be fine with that.
We were up to like 23 viewers the other night.
Oh,
that's
we live in the rerun. We're well aware of that, right?
We do, yes. Even my son Ben is watching when he's at school. I don't know how that happens, but
probably bragging to his friends. My dad's famous. He's on a podcast. Here he is.
Here he is. He's in study hall right now. Yeah.
Hey Ben.
Hey Ben. Study, please. Let's see. Casey Jewett. My ad copy is arriving today from my VA. I'm certainly not Mark Twain. So that's a win, right, Casey? Your ad copy is arriving from your VA. You're not doing it.
Outsourced it. You outsourced.
Amazing.
Automation, delegation. There
Mike, you threw him some shade at boot camp.
Positive shade. Shade. What does shade mean? Like negativity, or what does shade mean?
You gave him some constructive.
Yeah. Sometimes people need a little push because, listen, we don't all default, myself included, right, to massive action. We don't all default to that because it's just not a normal kind of, feeling or an action. It's not normally what we do, right? So, the people that have been there can help you. And that's what's good about flight school, by the way, is that Scott's done this so many times that he knows exactly what you need. So, yes, sometimes you need a little push.
I love it. The gentle push. I shouldn't say that you threw him shade. I think he appreciated what you said to him, and I think it was, if I remember correctly, the gist of it was you need to get your mailings out, and there you go. So
nice.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Ray has a question. How about them Niners? That's a really funny. That's a great question, Elisa. I appreciate that. They're tough. The 49ers, Mike Zano, you don't know. You're not a sports fan.
I didn't know what you were talking about. So.
Football. They killed the Green Bay Packers last weekend, they're my team. And Rodgers and crew didn't even show up. It was embarrassing. And the 49ers, they have to be going all the way. Now, I will say this to Ray via you, Elisa. I was a 49ers fan in the 80s, so Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Roger Craig, those guys, I really looked up to those guys. I have a signed Joe Montana picture on my wall. So I will be rooting for them. What's that?
Not Tony Montana.
No. Oh, okay. We do have a question from Scott Poole. What is the best way to guide a VA to create ad copy?
Ooh, good question. Well, you have there's a lot of things that are done by VAs. One of the first things you typically don't want to do is just outsource something before you even have tried to do it yourself. You don't even know what you're looking for, right? So first you have to create some sort of experience where you don't have to be an expert at it, right? Ad copy is not something you have to be an expert at, or you have to be an expert at any of the processes, but you should certainly want to internalize what it involves. And so I think the first thing to guide them is to at least have that experience. Don't look to outsource things too quick, right?
Right.
But don't wait too long either. There's a fine line, wouldn't you say, Scott?
Yeah, there is a fine line. You want to make sure you have you have the processes down, and then you got to ask yourself too, Scott. There are different kinds of ads. There's kind of short form ads. There's longer form ads. There's really detailed ads. So what kind of ad are you looking for? And you can find people. You can find people who are copywriters who are able to, they can give you 50 ads in an hour because this is what they do and they do it well. You can train somebody to do this for you as well. So I would just, put some feelers out in the group. Say you're looking for ad copy people. That's the great thing about this group. You're going to get tons of feedback and suggestions. Get onto Fiverr, get onto Upwork, get in the practice of hiring and maybe even, unfortunately, firing some people or testing, right? You got to test some VAs. So get on Upwork, pick 3 people, give them the same task, see who does the best.
Good point. I think the idea of guiding too goes to what you said is, you let them know you're looking for a variety of types of ads, as Scott kind of outlined there. So not just one type. Like you want to be able to split test these and see what gets you the best results.
Awesome. We got another question from Jake Worth. You good on time there, buddy?
Yes.
Okay. So Jake has a question. What are some of the pros and cons of living the lifestyle of a full-time land investor?
Well, Scott have to answer that because I still am a full-time firefighter, although my schedule I'm blessed with a great schedule. But I'm going to default to you on that, Scott.
Yeah, I would say, well, again, I would consider myself a full-time land investor. I am working 2 half days a week still as a physical therapist because I enjoy it. But I would say, the pros, we had a recent podcast on this, I think maybe in November or early December. We talked about kind of the life of a land investor and what we were thankful for. It might have been our episode on what we were thankful for prior to Thanksgiving. But the fact that I'm just not hurried anymore is the biggest pro that I could possibly imagine. When I was working 50 hours a week, from early in the morning till late afternoon, I was always hurried in the morning to get up, to get the boys out the door, and to get myself ready. Now I can put my sweatpants on and take a little bit of time talking to the kids, getting them to school, come back home, have a glass of coffee, and get my day started. That's the biggest thing for me is that I'm just not as hurried. Now, stuff still needs to get done, but I guess another challenge for me doing this is that sometimes when you're home alone, there are distractions, or when you're home with your wife or your dog, there are distractions that keep you away from doing what needs to get done. So I make it a practice to go to Panera Bread, and I'm very productive there. I go there for a couple hours, a couple times a week, sit down with my computer, hash out some work, and there we go. But it's really the best life I've had. It's amazing.
You should share that real quick. Share that productivity tip about the battery life on your computer that you learned.
Oh yeah, so it's called a forcing function. Let's say you have a bunch of stuff to do, and you only have and you have limited time in your day, but you want to stay focused. You want to get it done. Go to Panera or Barnes and Noble or wherever with 50% power on your computer. And sit down and just crank it out for the rest of that time. And it kind of forces you to be productive within that allowed time frame.
Make sure you save all your documents.
Save all your documents. All right. That's it.
All right. Well, great meeting with everybody. Look forward to seeing those you can make it Monday night. And I don't know, Scott, anything else? It was just great to see you.
Great to see you too. Another little tip of the week here from Matthew Clays. He says he loves focusmate.com, which I have not used before. So maybe it's similar to the Planting Trees app. I'm going to check it out. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Well, hopefully see you guys Monday night at the Flight School Q&A. Have a good one.
Talk soon.